guys, Farouk, get out of here.
Okay, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.
Ladies and gentlemen, you welcome back to the African Fighters. And today we have a special guest. Before I do that, I'm gonna introduce myself. My name is Jabro Aminu, one half of the African Fighters, and I think we should start. I should start this again. Okay, here we go again. Ladies and gentlemen, you welcome to the African Fighters, the TAF podcast, and today we have a special guest. Not really too special because he's here again after coming in last week and the week after, and that's in person of my boy Yagi. Yagi, say what's up, man.
Oh, how Nadi?
More.
Nice to be on this podcast again.
Yeah,
Thank you for
yeah,
having me on.
yeah. We did all right. We did all right. I did all right. Everybody did all right. My name is Jabro, ladies and gentlemen. And before we start, here is our intro.
Come on, Africans!
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot to talk about because right now it is going to be, we're stepping into the month of February, and in this month, we are just going to do a quick recap of which African fighters are out there, which African fighters you should watch out for, and lastly, which African fighter will be the African fighter of the month. That is depending on their performances because we do give African fighters of the week and then subsequently would give the African fighters of the month. So we have picked 10 African fighters that will be fighting this month of February. And yeah, so me and Yagi, we're just going to talk about this fight. And without any further ado, we just go into it. As you can see in the graphic in front of your screen, we arranged the fights according to the dates, basically from the first week of February to the end of February. And on the list, the first fight, uh, this is some sort of like something special for Nigerian MMA because the guy that is fighting in the person of Emmanuel Onoja. There you can see Emmanuel Onoja is going to be fighting in RSFC 3, which is a promotion that is being one of the owners of that promotion is one of the most disliked African Africans in the MMA community, in the person of Lopez. What's his name again?
Fernand Lopez.
Fernando Lopez. You see, that's how disinterested I am in this guy. I forgot his name. Anyways, that enough about Fernando Lopez, who is the coach, who used to be the coach of Francis Ngannou. In case you are wondering who I was talking about, so he has a promotion, or he runs a promotion, RSFC, up there in France, and we have a Nigerian on that card. That is in person of one of Nigeria's biggest legend when it comes to MMA, or I should say Nigeria's biggest legend when it comes to MMA, and that is Emmanuel Onoja, who is a heavyweight. Before I just give you who Emmanuel Onoja is, should I ask Yagi to do that, or should I just go ahead and do that? Yagi, should I tell these people who Emmanuel Onoja is?
Go ahead and tell them. I'm just going to give a background. I'll
Okay.
just add on to everything.
Okay, so Onoja, if you watch the African Knockout, which is the promotion that Kamaru Usman has his hands into right now, in the season one of African Knockout, Onoja was one of the coaches of one of the teams there. So that's how he's over 40 years old. And if you watch the fight night where Kamaru Usman was in Nigeria just last month, he was on the fight card where he won by unanimous decision. So Onoja has been in the MMA scene, in the combat sports scene for a while. He's currently in professional at 3 and 0, which is because he doesn't have too many activities in MMA. So he's 3 and 0. He fought in Cage Fury, which was his debut in MMA. So that was almost 10 years ago. I think it's 2013 or 2014. So Yagi, uh, that is it about Onoja from my side. But can you tell me what do you know about Onoja and what do you know about this fight?
Onoja is a legend, like you mentioned. He's a legend. Many upcoming Nigerian martial artists, guys like Ndidi Alonge, Shakes, Big Shark, all those guys were trained by Onoja. So it's really whenever I saw that he was going to be fighting an Ares, I was really excited because this is the big showcase for him. He's fought at Cage Warriors before, For him fighting at RS is also a big showcase, and I hope he goes in there and really performs. He's very revered in the MMA community in Nigeria. So it will be good for them to see someone who trained them actually go out, get international success as MMA continues to grow, and to open the doors to many other young MMA fighters in Nigeria to compete internationally and get paid better for what they compete in. So I'm excited. Thiago Cardoso, he's fighting, is a Brazilian. He's about 32 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Him too is he's kind of inactive himself, but he's versed in the BJJ Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So that's going to be a tough challenge for someone like Onoja. But Onoja's experience and his wealth of knowledge when it comes to MMA, I'm expecting him to come out with a W.
Yeah, so when I heard about this fight, I just quickly went on Sherdog and Topology to look at what we should expect for Onoja. And I noticed that Thiago Cardoso, who is sort of like a veteran, not really per se. I'm talking about a veteran when it comes to activity, number of fights. He has 9 wins, 5 losses, and one no contest. And this shows that cumulatively he has over 15 fights, or I should say 15 fights, against Onoja, who just has only 3 fights. So when it comes to like time in the octagon, we would give the experience to Cardoso. Although I must point out that in his last 9 fights, he only won 3. So that should also tell you how he has started to like take a decline when it comes to his career, and maybe how his chin would be, which we know that Onoja likes to strike. So I think in this fight we most likely would see a finish, and I am hoping it should be Onoja. How do you see this fight going?
Um, I feel like Onoja's power is going to make a difference in this fight. Um, Cardioso, yes, he's a BJJ practitioner, but the thing with BJJ practitioners is from time to time they get too comfortable on the ground looking for stuff. And when you start looking for stuff, that's when you can get ground and pounded. And Onoja has excellent ground and pound. So I'm hoping for Onoja to get this fight by finish, and I expect him to win by finish.
Okay, brilliant. I hope he does that as well. But again, I need to remind you guys, when it comes to Brazilians, those guys they love to grapple, and they actually do know how to grapple, because literally grappling is named by their country, BJJ. They call it Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Anyways, so that's what you guys should expect. And before I let you guys go about this topic, I'm just gonna let you know that this fight is going to happen very early, which is next week. I'm just gonna pull up the graphic up again. So yes, so this fight, Thiago Cardoso versus Emmanuel Onoja, our Nigerian-born heavyweight, RSF FC RF Fighting Championship 3 is going to happen on February 3rd. So I don't have any information about the streaming, so I'll just advise you to Google it, and you probably find how to watch that fight. So, enough about Onoja. We move straight to the second guy that we're going to talk about here today. Oh, there, I just spoiled my graphics. So we'll just move to the second guy that we're going to talk about today, and that should be Hakeem Daoud. Hakeem, obviously, he has his hands full. I feel like the UFC are not being fair to this guy, because they don't really give him any breather. After he finished fighting a bunch of Russians, now they are putting Mike Trizano in his line of bouts, basically. So how would you see? Because obviously Hakim is coming from a loss, right? A unanimous
Yeah, his
decision
last
loss.
loss was to Mosla Evloev. Yeah, he won the third round, but 29-28.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So in
he
unanimous
lost the fight.
decision. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this should be his opportunity to get back on the winning column that I'm speaking about, the Canadian, Nigerian, Jamaican Hakim Daudu. So Yagi, how do you see this fight going for Hakim Daudu?
This is a very competitive fight between both of us. Hakim, I think he's 12-2, and Trizano is 9-1. The thing about Trizano, though, he's a wrestler first. He's a grappler. But Hakim has fought a lot of grapplers. He's fought the Russians, and he's been able to hang in with them, stop their takedowns, and punish them on the feet. I see him able to do the same thing with Trizano. The only difference here, compared to the other Russians that Hakim has fought, is Trizano has cardio. to consistently wrestle for 15 minutes. Most of the wrestlers that Hakim have fought, they wrestle, then they gas out, and then he wins the fight. Now, most of Trizano's wins split decision. And it's the same thing with Hakim Dawood. Most of his wins are split decisions too. So it's a very tough fight to call because both guys are even. But honestly, with my bias included, I'm going to pick Hakim Dawood. I think he's better when it comes to stand up. He has enough takedown defense to keep this fight standing. And I think that would just if the fight is going to be judged based on damage, Hakim should win this fight. If it's going to be judged based off control, Trizano will win. But nobody really controls Hakim, so I'll give the damage aspect. Split decision again. That's
Okay,
all I
I'm going to go towards the same route that you are going. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the African Fighters in case you find us a bit biased with our predictions. Anyways, with that being said, I actually believe in my heart that Hakim would come in because he's been criticized sometimes for coming for coming in late. He doesn't really come in strong. He starts slow sometimes, and when you have fighting grapplers, obviously the coaches they do tell you take your time, pick your spots, and all of that. So he has been in the other end of fighting grapplers in his previous fights, mostly Russians, right? So he always comes in lighting it up in the third round. So I think he might have I should say he would have learned from all these past slow starts. I think he's going to start strong, but do I see him finishing the fight? No. I do actually see him winning the fight by decision, not by split decision, by unanimous decision. I see him taking at least 2 rounds, if not three. What do you think about that?
The reason I said split decisions because that's what both of them get. If you look at Trizano's record, like in his last 5 fights, he's probably had 3 wins by split decision. And the
Mm,
same thing with this guy. So I feel like it's one of those fights where they're just gonna judge it off damage because Trizano himself is a dog.
mm.
So but we'll see. I'm hoping the
Okay.
Nigerian wins, but this is a tough
Okay,
fight.
okay. Let's go Nigerian power. Anyways, before we just go, I just need to remind you folks out there, this is a featherweight fight. Hakim Dawodu, Mean Hakim versus Mike Cruzano at the UFC Fight Night February the 5th, which is 6 days away. So that's literally this coming weekend. So you guys know where to get your UFC fights. I don't share illegal streams, by the way. So, but in case you need illegal streams, you could hit me in my DMs. Maybe I know one or two. I'm joking. I'm joking, Dana. Don't come for me. Anyway, so let's move to the third fight, which is going to be Chidi Onjukwani versus Mark Andre Bernot. So, just literally yesterday, actually 2 days ago, Friday, we saw the big brother of
Mm.
Chidi Bang Bang. He was banging it out in Eagle FC of Khabib. Actually, it was he came in a loss, but to be fair, he went up a weight class, and well, he knew what he was getting himself into. But however, you could tell that he was struggling with the grappling exchanges because the other guy seemed so powerful. Anyways, we're not talking about that fight. We're talking about the younger brother in the person of Chidi Bang Bang. I think Chidi has the most interesting nickname. I think Chidi Bang Bang is my favorite nickname of any African fighter. Forget the Predator. Forget forget Stylebender. Forget the Nigerian Nightmare. Forget Super Sodiq. Forget African Savage. Dude, Chidi Bang Bang is a name that you can put in a rap record. You understand? You can put in a rap song,
It
and I don't know if you know these Nigerian rappers. They are called SDC. Show them camp. Show them camp. They actually
Yeah,
do
yeah,
say,
shouldn't count.
yeah. They would also say
Yeah.
bang bang. Anyways, Chidi Bang Bang, his UFC debut after he got signed on the Dana White Contender Series is going to be against Marc Andre Bernard. Yagi, take it away.
This is a tough fight. I feel like UFC knows what they're doing with Mark Andre Barrio. His last fight was against Dalcha Lungiabula. He beats Dalcha Lungiabula. The fight before that, he finished Abu Azad.
Mm-hmm.
So they're sending him all these Africans to beat up. And now the
Okay.
next one is Chidi.
Hmm.
Now, Mark Andre Barrio is kind of like Shizam in the sense that he's a wrestler who has cardio. And his cardio, he probably has the best cardio at 185. He does not stop. He keeps on going, keeps on going, keeps on going. Chidi Bang Bang is a striker, and he
Mhm.
loves knees in the clinch.
Because of his
I
new type,
think
basically.
Mark, yeah, I
Mhm.
think Mark Andre Barrio is going to get this. He has
Okay.
way more experience than Chidi Bang Bang in the
Mhm.
UFC octagon. Chidi Bang Bang is a veteran. He has so many fights. But in the UFC octagon, fighting against that style, I honestly think he's going to drown Chidi in that fight. And he might
Yeah.
finish Chidi because Chidi struggles when it comes to wrestling, like his
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah. Speaking about Mark here, his fight against Abu Azeta was a very difficult fight for me to watch. I remember watching that fight. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
when you spoke about the cardio, I remember the striking was on the same level. Abu was kind of being taken over like in the first round, but then Abu started gassing out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember, there was some a
Yeah.
bit there was a bit of some controversies, and his camp, his the Ali Abdulaziz
You
camp,
see his
yeah, his
mouthpiece.
mouthpiece out. There were, but regardless, he did lose that fight fair and square. And what you said
Mhm.
is that that dude never gets tired. The striking is on
Never.
point. But me, what I did not know
He
was
increases.
the wrestling base. I didn't know that wrestling base. So that would be the problem for Chidi. Chidi, we know his striking. Him and his brother, they are very popular for striking, right? They eat and breathe kickboxing and Muay Thai.
Mhm.
So that translates in MMA. But I'm not too sure about his tank when it comes to grappling. So this is going to be like an eye opener for all of us. This
Mhm.
Chidi's performance would make us understand where he's at the level he's at among the UFC middleweights. He's in the mid. It's a middleweight fight, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. So among the UFC middleweights, and again, as my biased opinion, you said you see Mark winning this fight, but as my biased opinion, dude, Chidi Bang Bang wins this fight by a KO, and people will start googling who the heck is Chidi Bang Bang. So you heard it. You heard it here. Chidi Bang Bang
Chidi has an
KO TK.
avenue to win. Chidi can win this fight
Mhm.
because remember I told you in the clinch, Chidi has dangerous knees.
Mhm.
And against someone like Mark Andre Barrio, that depends on his cardio. When you start hitting those knees to the body,
Mhm.
knees to the body, knees to the body, that cardio is non-existent. So Chidi can win this fight. I just, based on what I've seen,
Mhm.
based on the ability I've seen of Mark Andre Barrio to push that pace,
Mm.
I don't know, man. I'll stick with Mark. But Chidi
Dude,
can win. It's not going to be like,
dude,
oh,
the
I'm
way
100% sure.
Chidi weaponizes his knees, man, those leg kicks. If you see the sweeps, cause I saw his highlights, or as it's playing in the graphic now, his highlights, those leg kicks, bro, those dudes go flying when he kick them. However, level of competition is different out in the
Yeah.
Indies compared to the UFC. But anyways, I have my money on uh, I don't have my money. I have my heart on Chidi. Okay, so I see. I know this is not gonna be an easy fight. Chidi knows this, but well, I hope we're gonna see his brother in his corner too. So that will be something nice to see. However, ladies and gentlemen, his brother, who fought in Eagle FC, what's his first name? Andrew.
Anthony.
Anthony, yeah, sorry,
Anthony.
sorry, Anthony. Apologies, Anthony, in case you watch this. I actually did forget. I know you very well. I've followed your career. So Anthony is the first ever Nigerian, just as Kamaru Usman said on the post on the show on Eagle FC. I'm sorry. Kamaru Usman did mention that Anthony was the first Nigerian on UFC. Anyways, uh, yes. So if you would be interested in looking at that fight would be the same card as Hakim Dawodu, which would be on the UFC Fight Night this coming weekend on the 5th of February. All right. So with that being said, we are going to go straight into the big boys, ladies and gentlemen. eh, uh, just so you know, yeah, Yagi is going to be on ground. Yagi is going to go and watch this fight for us. Yagi, which city is the fight going on again?
He's a Houston.
Yeah. So in Houston, yeah, we have Israel Adesanya versus uh Whitaker. That's Robert Whitaker at UFC 271 on February 12th for the UFC middleweight title. This is the second time This is a very interesting fight. Adesanya won the first fight, but for some reason, people are saying that Adesanya got lucky, coming up with excuses. How do you KO somebody and people will still be talking? I think that really pissed Adesanya off. However, I'm not writing Whitaker off. I'm not disrespecting him in any ways. The thing is, if you fight, if you are in a fight and you did not put up a good enough fight and you lose by KO like that, you get outstriked. I don't know. I don't understand why people would. Anyways, I do understand why people would. Sorry, guys, I'm rambling because he after that fight, Whitaker went on a three-fight winning streak, and he fought his way back into the title contention. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight. But before I continue rambling, I just going to pass the mic over to my boy Yagi. Yagi, what is your take about this whole fight?
I think this fight will be slightly a bit more competitive than the first fight because as much as I don't want to say the word I don't like Robert Whittaker. I respect him as a fighter,
Mm-hmm.
but I understand some of the things that he had to go through that first fight.
Mm-hmm.
Going into that first fight, he was coming out, I think 2 years off, something like a year and a half off, and he
Mm-hmm.
was fighting an Easy that had a lot of hype with him. So that kind of got him more emotional.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in this fight, he's going to implement his grappling
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to try to rely on that. But the
Mm-hmm.
biggest mistake he's making is he's following the game plan of Jan Blacko
Yeah, he has
against
made that
Easy.
popular. Mm-hmm.
And he's forgetting that Jan was way bigger than Easy.
Mm-hmm.
So look at Vettori, who's more tailored like Jan. He couldn't get Easy down. So
Mm-hmm.
he's falling into a scenario where if option A doesn't work, he's mentally defeated. And when you're
Mm.
mentally defeated against a sniper like Easy, you're in trouble. So
Mm.
I personally think Easy wants to make a statement in this fight. He made a post a couple weeks ago talking about if you haven't watched my fights, tune in this year. I am going to leave bodies. So Easy is very serious with this fight.
Mm.
Honestly, if I give my prediction, this will be my prediction.
Mm-hmm.
Easy submits him in round three. Whitaker is going to shoot for that takedown. This is what I think, because if you look at the way Jan
Uh-huh.
Blachowicz fought Easy, Jan didn't shoot for the takedown till round four, round five, and round three.
Mm-hmm.
Almost similar to what Ngannou did to Whitaker. Ngannou did to Gan, right?
Mm.
Strike with him early, then switch it up on him.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I think Whitaker is going to do. Strike with him early, but be patient in his striking. So the first 2 rounds is just going to be Easy tearing up Whitaker's lead leg. And Whitaker trying to go in 1-2 head kick. Third round, Whitaker is going to start shooting. He will shoot the first one, Easy defends it. Shoot the second one, Easy gets him in the rear naked choke. It's over. If you look at Easy's IG, that's what or his YouTube story, that's what he's practicing, that rear naked. So I'm seeing that he's going to shoot in against the cage, Easy's going to snatch the neck, boom, it's over. Joe Rogan, DC, and John Anik will give us one of their legendary fights responses. Easy's about to choke him.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I have seen it in my head. So, but yeah, Easy round three submission. The whole
Man.
arena will go crazy.
Okay. Talking about visualization. Oh. Sorry. I just need to give a shout out here in the comment section. We have Christian Laurent here, and he says he has a question before I just go ahead. Oh, okay. His question is not related to this fight. However, we could address this in the future. He says, "Do you feel Dana's plan for UFC Africa are delayed due to pandemic, but also not his priority at the moment? It seems like it's gonna happen in 2023. I hope. What are your thoughts on this?" Yeah, we would get to that, Kristen. But let's just continue with these fights anyways. So my take on Adesanya and Whitaker, as you said, as you said, I also think it would be more competitive, which I think everybody else is thinking. So but please, do you know the betting lines for this fight? What are the odds? Do you know that?
I don't know the odds. I'm sure Easy is going to be a favorite. I
Maybe a
can look it
slight,
up real quick.
maybe like
Mm-hmm.
a hundred plus favorite, a minus 100. Anyway,
Maybe a
so
little bit more than that, but
yeah. So we cannot count Whitaker out. Whitaker is very, very technical with his striking and mixing it up with his wrestling recently, as we've seen. And he has already mentioned, and unanimous, not anonymously, he mentioned it himself that Jan Blahovic has already showed us how to beat Adesanya, which only means that he's planning on wrestling. And one thing we know is that has a very high percentage of takedown defense. That was before his fights against Jan Blahovic. You understand why Jan had success on the takedowns, because he was more powerful and heavier. So I do think that Whitaker is not stupid. I know that wrestling is part of his plan, is part of his strategy. But the way that guy throws some combinations, you see how technical Easy is because of his kickboxing background with how he mixes up his kicks and his punches. Yo, Whitaker too has some crazy technical combos that I've seen in his last three fights. You understand? He literally broke this guy's arm. What is his name? Jared Cannonier with just a kick, bro. So as tiny and as soft as you see him, that dude has packs a lot of power. You can see how heavy his legs are as well. So, anyways, easy have seen them all in kickboxing. But when we talk about prediction, I think that Easy will get this at by unanimous decision. I don't think I think Whitaker will be too careful to let himself be exposed. I think Easy would stuff many takedowns, but Whitaker would get some takedowns through, and I think that those would win him maybe some points in some certain rounds. But in 5 rounds, I see Easy taking more rounds than him, maybe 3-2 or maybe 4-1. So I see Easy winning this fight by unanimous decision. What are your thoughts, guys? If you could tell us your thoughts down in the comment section. And yeah, what do you think about my prediction?
I think, and this is going to sound like me being a hater, but I'll tell you how it is. If we want to be truthful, everyone keeps saying, "Oh, Whitaker showed a lot of improvement in his last three fights against who though? He fought Darren Till.
Mm-hmm.
Darren Till dropped him in that fight, 1 round against him, bloodied him. Many
Mm-hmm.
people thought Darren Till won that fight 3 rounds to 2. He ended up winning 3 rounds to 2, but it was a war, and that's Darren Till. Darren Till couldn't even lay a glove on Woodley. Darren Till lost to Blond Bronson.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, looking at that, then he fought Cannonier coming off a year later.
Mm-hmm.
3 rounds fight, but Cannonier wobbled him in the third round. So I start to worry, is it that he can't easily be hit? Then his last fight that everyone's so amused about was against Gastelum. When was the last time Gastelum won a fight? Had he gone in and beat someone like Vittori or someone like Paulo Costa, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, you're actually beating the number 2 or the number 3 guy in the division. He's beating guys who are not really top tier. So I think it's going to be a longer fight, and I think it's only going to be a longer fight because he is not going to push the pressure. Easy is very comfortable with letting you work and countering off you. And I think this will look like the Romero fight early, where Whitaker is just calm, waiting for him to come in to try and take him down. And takedowns is not Whitaker's game. If you look at Whitaker's fights, that's not his game. So when you try to do something that's not you, you're going to find yourself in scenarios where he probably gassed off before the third round is over. That's if he makes it that long. But I stick with my prediction. Easy by submission. Easy has never lied to me. When Easy tells me things is going to happen, it's going to happen. And I feel like Easy is going to submit him.
Okay, okay. I am not as crazy as you are, Yagi. I don't see. I would not predict that a striker would win by submission, but not that is a crazy thing to happen. But I I think unanimous decision. Yagi, should we bet something? Eh?
Yeah,
Since
let's
we are
bet
both
something on
since we are
here.
both saying that Easy is
Yeah,
going to win, since we are both saying Easy
I
would
won't
win, I
even be
say you.
surprised if Easy shoots on him. Have you seen Easy's YouTube? Have you seen Easy's YouTube videos? His training videos.
Yeah.
He's training grappling more than he's training strike.
Okay.
That is the last thing that we take will expect. When you're going into a fight, you do what your opponent's last thought will be. Masvidal never thought Usman would stand up and strike with him. The takedown was in his head. Gan never thought Ngannou would wrestle him. So watch what Israel will do to this guy.
Oh yeah,
Take off
now.
that lead leg, he'll start shooting, grab his neck. What do you want to bet?
Okay. No, no, no. We are not going to bet material things. We are going to bet
Okay.
something ridiculous that we can do online.
Okay. Okay.
You, you
That
don't.
works.
You don't have your beer. I would have said my beards versus your beards.
Yes.
anyways,
I don't know, we
anyways,
can think of something.
Oh, no problem, no problem. We'll get to that. Anyways, we've spent enough time on this one, ladies and gentlemen. You've both heard both our predictions. We are the African fighters. In case you are wondering why we don't really sound very biased. Honestly, Yagi is kind of holding it down, and he's been a bit partial. It's me that is being impartial with these predictions. However, we are just going to go to the next fighter here, and the next fighter, ladies and gentlemen, is a debut in the UFC. The debut of Izzy's teammate in the person of the Blood Diamond. That would probably be my second coolest nickname of African fighters. Right, right. And the thing is, this nickname, yeah, it sticks in the head, man. You would never forget it. However, if Blood Diamond equals his hype. You know, just like Carlos Ulberg, who is the other teammate of Easy, who did well in the Contender Series, but he met our Nigerian brother Kennedy. However, I always do this. I drift away. But we're talking about the first Zimbabwean-born UFC fighter ever. He's by the name of Blood Diamond. I went and I saw this guy's interview, and this guy does not give a F, right? He is a
He's a he's
crazy
a he's a
striker.
mad dude.
This guy, he teleports his legs to your head. He has some crazy leg kicks that he doesn't flinches, and he quanks the opponent on the head. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look at these highlights, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, this is going to be a crazy fight. I bet I would say crazy about everything, but the opponent that this guy is going to face is none other than I kind of forgot the name. Here we go, Jeremiah Wells. Jeremiah Wells also just had his UFC debut recently. He had a vicious KO against Tononi, and I think that was the fight card that Cyril Gane fought Volkov. That was earlier last year. That was June of last year. So
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, yeah. So that KO, like, he literally left Ognoni lifeless. So yeah, Wally is a striker, right? I have not done enough research about him. I don't know. I'm passing the baton to Yagi now. Yagi, tell us what do you know about Wale, and how do you see Blood Diamond winning this fight? However, he's a striker, but but
So,
before you go, Blood Diamond has 3 wins, 3 victories in MMA, 3-0 in MMA, which is not very common for UFC to take a bit welterweights that have that least fights. If you see fighters with only 3 fights in their pro contract, and UFC sign, mostly are heavyweights, but you barely see this. So that means that the UFC have seen something about this boy. This guy is probably going to be a highlight reel. He paints his hair red. I hope he comes with the red hair as well, so we'll see that Blood Diamond in action. But again, yeah, I ask you again. You tell me, what do you see about this fight? How do you see it going? Black Diamond versus Wale.
see, the thing is, he's 3-0 in the UFC. You want to know the reason why?
Mm-hmm.
Who is his friend? His
He's,
friend is this.
mm-hmm.
That's why he's in the UFC. 3-0. He has a kickboxing career and everything, but he's fighting Jeremiah Wells.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah Wells knocked out Wally Alves in seconds. I'm
Holy
not going to
shit.
be biased here. I'll say things how I see it.
Holy
Like,
shit.
Jeremiah Wells has been fighting MMA since 2012.
Mm-hmm.
He's a veteran in the game. He's 9-2.
Mm-hmm.
My fear when you bring in kickboxers into the UFC is their takedown defense.
Mm-hmm.
Are they able to show good takedown defense? I'll put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
If the fight goes to a decision, Jeremiah Wells will win.
Hmm.
If it goes to a KO, Wells can also win. If it goes into submission, Wells can win. Because as diverse in his striking Blood Diamond is, he opens himself up to a lot of shots too.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at his kickboxing career, he opens himself up to a lot of shots too.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be biased here just because he trains with Easy and everything. 3-0 in the UFC is it's pretty it's pretty still new. You're still learning the skills.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah Wells is 9-2, and he already has his feet in the UFC. So and he'll be motivated because this is a big name he's about to fight. So I'm giving this to Jeremiah Wells. And if Care is not taking, he can finish Blood Diamond late round 3.
Okay. Honestly, when it comes to my prediction, I am always the one that is going with the African fighters. But here is it. Here is it for the marbles, ladies and gentlemen. The Blood Diamond is making his announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, he is going to say, I have arrived. I have come. The Zimbabwe guy. That is, well, the only thing I know about Zimbabwe is Mugabe. So, and now I know Blood Diamond, and the world would know Blood Diamond. So, I think he is going to. I think he would. I think they're fighting in the welterweight division. I think he is
Yeah.
going to KO head kick or a flying knee,
Okay.
something like that. You understand? Or
That would be huge.
if it's not the head kick or the knee flying knee that will catch that will finish the fight, it's going to start the end of the fight. A head kick that wobbles him and then he finishes him maybe by punches. That is my prediction, but I'm thinking
I can
maybe
actually
some
see that. I can actually see that.
maybe
Honestly, I can
something in
actually
like the
see that.
second round. Yeah. All right, all right, all right.
We'll see.
All right. Exciting stuff, man. Exciting stuff this month of February. We cannot wait. We cannot wait. So again, this is going to be on the UFC fight card where my boy Yagi will be watching live. As you are seeing Yagi there sitting in his Kamaru Usman bomber jacket, he's going to be he's going to be up there in the nosebleeds, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes,
And
it
so yeah, whenever you see this boy has this KO, just remember that I told you so. Okay?
for sure,
Anyways,
for sure.
all right, straight to the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, oh, this one is fireworks. Two strikers.
Ooh-wee.
Two strikers. Uh,
Ooh-wee.
so during the pandemic, these two guys all had knockout um knockout highlights of the year basically. But in the case of Razak Al Hassan during the pandemic, he was in the receiving end. While Kim Buckley had one of these ZZ Back Z Sega Mortal Kombat type knockouts. You know, he
Mhm.
against our boy Impact Sanganai. But Razak he has a brand new UFC contract because his last fight prior to that contract was a first round KO as well. So um, this is a very interesting fight. This is a very interesting fight. Both fighters pack so much power in their hands and in their legs. Hmm. My brother, how do you see this fight going?
This fight is going to be fireworks. I feel like whoever lands flush will win
Hmm.
because both guys, there's no filling out process with both guys. We already know how Joaquin Buckley fights, and we already know how Abdul Razak fights.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it like this: the fighter who is smart enough to wrestle will win. But if they both decide to bang it out, now who connect first will win. So that is my prediction. I'm going to sit back and watch the violence because both guys are on code to be very violent with each other. I'm not going to take into consideration Abdul Razak's losses at 170 because he was always struggling to make the weight at 170. So his chin was already kind of deteriorated. But
Mm-hmm.
185, he looks like a different human. But the thing about Razak is Razak has that judo in his back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So the last thing he'll want to do is go into a firefight with someone like what's his name? Joaquin Buckley. Go
Mm.
in there, make the guy think say that banging, then go in there and just wrestle him, or the last 30 seconds, just take him down to steal the round. But that fight is going to be a banger, and I can't wait to watch. But if they decide to stand and bang, it's the first person that connects that will win.
Mm.
Whoever is smart will utilize their grappling, and
Ladies and
Razak has that.
gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, what we know is that this fight, you will not see the judges' scorecard. This fight, somebody is going to sleep. If we can use history and look at this fight, somebody will definitely sleep. I've been trying to get this Razak graphic up, but it did not come. I'm sorry, guys. You would have seen Razak's chaos. But anyways, I see Razak winning this one. But Yagi, before I tell you my prediction of how Razak would win it, why don't you tell me how whoever you pick is winning it, and who do you pick to win it? You cannot just
I
you
didn't give
cannot
you
just
winner.
you cannot just tell me anybody that blow person is the one that will win. You tell me who is going to win.
I think Razak will win.
Hey.
And the reason I think Razak will win
Uh-huh.
is he will be the fast. He will be the smarter fighter. This fight
Mm,
can go to decision. If Razak wins, he can take it to decision.
mm,
I'm not trusting anybody's chin when it comes to slanging and banging. Like honestly, you've seen what Joaquin Buckley can do to boys. So I think Razak, they will punch each other, punch each other. But Razak has that judo at the back of his hand. That's what his first discipline is.
mm,
Judo, wrestling. So he needs to implement that. And I think that's what he will do. He's in a smarter gym. He trains with Usman and Mohammed there. So they can talk him into like, listen, this kind of fight against that kind of person. And if you look at it, Joaquin Buckley hasn't faced a wrestler yet.
mm,
Everybody he's fought is really stand up punch with me. So we don't know how he's going to react when he's finally forced to fight from his back. So
mm.
that's something that's the avenue to win for him, for Razak. So I got Razak here. May they know, uh, yeah, may my fellow Africans don't kick me out.
No worry, no worry. They no go kill you. They no go kill you. So, well, I'm picking Razak not because my wife is Ghanaian, but because you know say if una no know, make una know now. Niger versus Ghana, we get one small rivalry where they go on. You understand? But I'm just going to
Mhm.
push rivalry aside because Africa is bigger than that jollof wars that we have. Okay, so we are the African fighters. Me are the African fighters. I'm telling you, from my heart and in my head, I can tell you that Razak Al Hassan is winning this fight by KO, by TKO of the second round. Second round TKO. Because I think
Because you predicted this in Razak's last fight. You said first round KO, and I was like, nah, the guy he's fighting is crazy. Because the guy
yeah,
had knocked out Joaquin Buckley before. So when you thought
yeah.
this thing, I'll listen a little bit. Okay, how do you
Yeah.
see it happening? How do you see
So
it happening?
so the thing is, I know Buckley, he comes out very hard. He hits very hard. Most especially, I don't know how his psyche is working now, but the last time, since he had that highlight knockout, he has it in the back of his head that he has to top that. He has to top that. So
Yeah.
that messed up his decision making when it comes to striking. He doesn't like keep it safe anymore as he used to. That was how he got himself knocked out.
Using the KO.
Yeah. So, um, I think now he might, after he has calmed down, he might decide to like be careful with the stepping in and stepping out of range and with the striking basically. But one thing for sure is that he punches or he swings with wicked intentions. So I feel
Mhm.
like he's going to swing. Razak is going to swing as well, but I think Razak will catch him because I think Razak is more, first of all, he's older, he has more experience, and he has experience in striking as well than Buckley. And yeah, I think Razak will catch him in the second round. I think he will catch him in the first round, make him wobbly in the first round. Second round, he'll finish him. That's my prediction, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I'm telling Razak, go and wrestle. Because I'm thinking about it. I remember that Joaquin Buckley has actually fought a Bellator and he fought a fight against a wrestler. And the guy can't wrestle for
Well,
shit.
ladies and gentlemen, we already know that Yagi is a boring human being. because Ragi is the only MMA fan that will go to an MMA event and be cheering for the wrestlers. Yeah, take down. Yeah, you love wrestling, don't you? Okay.
I'm just looking at the weight win of least resistance. So
Yeah.
Razak, if you're listening, take this guy down. Can't stand up. You're a judo practitioner. Take him
Razak,
down.
if you are listening, give us the highlights KO of the year, man. Don't mind this wrestling. Wrestling. What's the name? Wrestling advocates. My guy likes wrestling.
Mhm.
He likes wrestling so much that he says Adesanya will submit Whitaker. That's how much he loves
Even.
wrestling. anyways, yo, so ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see that fight, oh, we went black. Oh, here we go. So if you want to see that fight, I would remind you when that fight is going on. Abdul Razak Al Hassan from Ghana is going to fight in February 19th. Joaquin Buckley, the American guy. So when we move on to the next one, it's our girl Lovette Young. Lovette Young is a Nigerian lady who has been trying to push and trying to push to get into the big leagues. She has she has a very good record. Um, most MMA diehards would know who she is. She goes by the Nigerian Terminator, which is a very catchy name. That's another cool nickname, by the way. I think I should do my top 10 list of best African nicknames, MMA nicknames. Anyways, so she's going to fight Amoring, who I believe this is a strawweight title fight. It's LFA 125,
Yeah.
February 25th, somewhere in New York. I don't think they've revealed where it's gonna be yet, but it's gonna be in New York. Yagi, quickly. So how do you see this fight going?
This is a very winnable fight for Lovette. This is for the strawweight title fight. She's fighting a girl who is 4-0, and Lovette is 3-1-1.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lovett can win this fight. And normally, the strawweight champion gets shot straight to the UFC, especially at the strawweight division. So this is a very winnable fight for Lovett. She's older than the lady she's going to be fighting, and she's physically stronger than the lady. I actually see Lovett getting a TKO finish in this one. I
Hmm.
think she has enough takedown defense to keep this fight standing. The other girl, she's a BJJ expert. Keep this fight standing, and I just feel like when it comes to the fight game, I feel like she's a little bit hungrier than this girl. So we'll see. Well, just looking at this girl's record, she's a finisher.
Hmm.
She's 4-0, and all her fights are by finish.
Hey,
Amber, two punches. Her last
not
fight was in 10 seconds.
hey, not taekwondo she be.
She's wearing BJJ. She's a black belt too.
Oh
She's
wahala
wearing
oh,
BJJ.
wahala
Apology.
oh,
Screw
wahala.
that.
Wahala,
I'm
oh,
still going with
wahala.
Lovett.
Okay, okay. All right.
Oh, this will be a good fight, dude. When is this
Yeah.
fight?
25th of
When is it?
January. 25th of January. Lovetta made the announcement
February. Okay.
on her Instagram page. Well,
Okay.
um, again, your biased African is going to go with Lovette. All right. This one, I'm using my heart and in my head. I feel Lovette has something going on with the UFC because what you would notice is there's a pattern when you go through LFA and then you end up in the UFC. Your NFA is sort of like the NXT of WWE to the UFC. LFA is like the NXT to the WWE, basically. So, most especially if you win the LFA title, it's sort of like I don't think there's any title in the world that is mostly vacant like the LFA title. Anyways, I see Lovette winning the title. I see Lovette getting that call up that she's been wanting for. And I see Kamaru Usman having a partner, the Nigerian Terminator and the Nigerian Nightmare on the same card. Mona just call them Nigerian Warfare now, Abi. So yeah, so anyways, that's me daydreaming. But I see Lovette winning this fight by huh, I think she would win this fight by TKO. By TKO. Maybe first round. Anyways, Yagi, let's go to the
See,
next one. I don't know. I don't know because I feel like these fights are too far away. February 26th, Terence McKinney versus Fares Zayam. Have you looked into this fight or should we leave it till when it's coming?
I mean, this fight was meant to happen a couple weeks ago, And I guess Firas, one of his cornermen caught Kobe, so just reschedule. I honestly think Firas is gonna beat him. But Terrence McKinney is a wrestler who fell in love with his hands.
Mm-hmm.
He has KOs, he has finishes, but the thing about Terrence McKinney is Terrence McKinney can always go back to that wrestling. And
Mm-hmm.
Firas now, Algerian boy, so he's
Mm.
also a striker too. So if McKinney falls back on his wrestling, this is an easy fight for him. Well, McKinney's last fight, he got the KO in like 4 seconds or so, 5 seconds. So
Oh,
he's going back to stand with Firas.
again.
And if you're standing with Firas will pick him apart from distance. So
So, but
I got Firas.
what do you think about Ferrasi's wrestling or grappling? How good is he?
I haven't seen it. And I'm not those kind of person. If I haven't seen it, I'm not giving you
Okay.
points on it. So
Okay.
I know he's
Okay.
an excellent striker,
Fair enough.
but I
Fair
haven't
enough.
seen his wrestling.
Can you come to
Yeah.
the middle of your frame, please?
Oh,
Uh-huh.
sorry.
Yeah. You're all right. You're all right. Uh-huh. There you go. So yeah. So let's just we will talk more about this fight when it gets closer to the fight. And lastly is Lawrence Okoli versus Mikhail Kleslak WBO cruiserweight title
Mhm.
fight. Is this still one of those stat padding fights for Okoli? Like those
No,
fights
I
that
think because Okoli is a champion now, I think this is a defense for him.
yeah, no. Why I
I
say
think it's
because
his
because when he fought on Usyk Anthony Joshua card, his opponent was like somebody they picked up from a bar basically. You understand? His
that was
opponent,
undefeated though.
eh,
His
dude.
opponent was undefeated.
No. I'm talking
I
about
don't know if you're talking.
the guy that Okoli fought. He wasn't like a special fighter. He came to lose literally. I can't remember exactly who
Russian
it
dude.
was.
He was
Yeah,
undefeated. I remember we talked about him now.
really, we
He was
did.
undefeated. I'm gonna check him up.
Anyways. My battery is going
Yeah, he
down.
was 21 and he was 20 and 0. 21 and 0.
Really, but it looked like
Yeah. Actually, he was 15 and 0.
It looked like
He
Okoli
was
was school.
15 and 0.
It looked like Okoli was schooling him in that fight too. But anyways,
Mhm.
have you looked into Mikhail Kleslak? Have you looked into him?
Something I know about him is he got a Jake Paul tattoo on his leg. The boxer, professional boxer, went and got Jake Paul tattoo on his leg, calling out Jake Paul. Permanent tattoo too.
Oh
So
my
it tells me
god.
where his priorities are and how his
Oh,
brain is wired. So
oh
Okoli
my
like
god.
you.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No, that's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we would have a field day about this topic when we speak about when this fight comes closer. I'm so gonna do a research about it. But before we go, this has been fun. We'll just touch
Mhm.
some one or more topics. One is a topic that I saw you tweeting about. I'm just gonna pull up my phone. Bang! You've been tweeting about this. This is Kamzat Chimaev and Kamaru
Oh,
Usman.
okay,
So,
good.
Kamzat Chimaev, well, Kamaru Usman, let me just lay it down for you guys. Kamaru Usman did a GQ interview, and in the interview, he mentioned that he intended to go up 2 weight classes to fight Jan Blachowicz for his second title, right? Because he doesn't want to fight easy, and he's been saying that for a while. And now, all of a sudden, Hamza Chimaev came out with a tweet that I find disrespectful. He was like, "Why are you running? I kill you." Da, 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 along that line of things that he says, and
Mhm.
then he went ahead and posted a photoshopped image of Kamaru Usman when he lost his first fight by rear naked choke,
Mhm.
and photoshopped with Kamzat's face on that guy. So I do know that whenever Kamzat is brought up in an interview when Kamaru Usman is talking or whatever, he actually gives that guy props. I don't
Mhm.
know where this animosity or where this nonsense came from. I understand that Kamzat is being liked by the casuals, the casuals, but the American casuals or the UK casuals, they are kind of liking him because he has that grit, Conor McGregor grit. I say it as it is. I
Mhm.
say it even if you don't like it. I just want to come and kill people. I don't care if you respect me or not. I don't care about any respect. I don't care about any fight code. I just say I just want to rub some feathers. Basically, which if you think about it, yeah, when Kamza he had some issues with the Khabib camp, and Khabib and his Dagestani people, they are very high on respect. You know, it's culturally a big deal for them, and it seems like Kamza was breaking one of those their respect code. Kamzat was initially being managed by Ali Abdulaziz, but I think he has a new manager now. They've separated due to all his shenanigans. But my question to you is, when you saw that tweet, how did you feel? What was your reaction to that tweet when you saw it?
My first reaction is hype is a drug. Hype is a very big. Kamzat is all of a sudden getting love. And I'm going to say this how it is. You have listeners and they might not agree with what I'm saying. Kamzat is all of a sudden getting love because fans want Usman out of there. And he's their last hope. Kobe was their hope. Remember when, for the longest time, everybody was like, oh, Usman is ducking Kobe. Usman wants to go and fight Chimaev. Usman wants to go and fight Kiesa, not Kobe. That was the rhetoric, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Usman fought Kobe, beat Kobe. And the next thing they ran to was Kamzat. Notice how nobody is propping up Leon Edwards for Usman because they've already seen Usman beat Leon Edwards. Nobody is propping up Luke for Usman. They are propping up Chimaya because he's the new toy, right? He's the toy that is flashy and, like you said, it says a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to remember who you're backing up against. Usman does not have to reply to you, but you also have to remember, first of all, Usman is 15 and 0 in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Not just MMA, in the UFC, he is 15 and 0.
Mm-hmm.
He has barely lost rounds. He's beat the number 1, number 2, number 3 guy, and the number 1 guy twice. He's about to beat the number 2 guy twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Kamzat is getting all this hype, and this hype is starting to get into his head. Oh, I'll kill everybody. Like, bro, your best win is Li Jingliang. Like, Li Jingliang is not even in the top 10. He can't wrestle. It's fun. He's the new name and everything, but he also needs to remember who he's backing up against. Like, because Usman is that dude. Like, okay, if you get past bonds, then we can see. At least don't run before you can crawl. That's my whole thing. Like, show some respect. Because I'll tell you this, right? I'll speak my mind. I don't care. When he called out Kobe, because he has also called out Kobe too.
Mm-hmm.
When he called out Kobe, was the energy the same? When he's calling out Usman, people are like, "Oh no, you don't deserve to fight Kobe. You haven't fought anybody. Oh no, this that." Well, now he's fighting. He's calling out Usman. Everybody's like, "Oh, Usman is scared. Usman wants to run away." I'm like, "Oh, so this is what you guys. This is what you're showing me." So at the end of the day, if he gets there, he gets there. He's number 11 right now, so we're not worried about him. There are 10 guys in front of him that we're worried about.
Before we continue, I just want you to just stand up from your chair and give us a 360. I'm curious about that shirt you are wearing. What are you wearing?
I can't really stand up like.
Hey, is that the
Let me.
Nigerian coat of arms? So that is why you are passionately defending Kamaru Usman. Hey, this makes sense now. This makes sense now.
But at the end of the day,
Mhm.
it's if I'm telling a lie, then I'm being biased. I haven't told a single lie. I've said everything the way it is. Is he talented? Yes. But is he? Remember, he only has 2 welterweight fights.
Mhm.
He fought Reese Mickey and then he fought Li Jingliang. That's 2 welterweight fights.
Mhm.
There's 89 welterweights on the roster.
Mhm.
So
Well,
it's good. He's getting good matchups
well,
and everything, but he just knows.
I do think that he is not all hype, right? Is he a tough fighter? Yes. Has he been tested enough? Literally, no, because he hasn't let them test him yet, basically, right? But what I'm most interested in seeing is him fighting a very good grappler or a good wrestler. So at least that grappler or wrestler would push the duration of the fight to maybe the third round, so we can see how good his gas tank is. Will he slow down, right? With regards
Mm.
to him, Chimaev saying Kamaru Usman wants to retire, wants to run away with him, I call hypocrisy there. Was it not the same Chimaev that we were defending here when he had COVID and he threatened to retire because the COVID situation was too bad? right?
Mhm.
Anybody,
Mhm.
he had to call off his fight against Leon Edwards. Did Leon Edwards come start calling him out that you are running away from me? Leon Edwards didn't say nothing. He just wished him well. The same way that every other UFC
Mhm.
fighter wished him well, right? So now somebody has fought 15 consecutive times in the UFC, right? He fought 3 times
Mhm.
last year. How many times did you fight last year? You are
Mhm.
telling, so even if that person
Once.
considers retiring, who are you to say he's running from you? You
Yeah.
understand? So so
Yeah.
so I call hypocrisy there. I call bullshit there. I've been a fan of Chimaev. I've been a fan of his gimmick of fight anywhere, anytime, any place, send location. But I can see lately he's no longer about that fight anywhere, that gimmick. He's no
Thank
longer about that
you.
lifestyle again.
Thank
You
you.
understand?
Thank
So
you.
so so
Thank
so
you. You
so
brought up
I
an excellent point, and I'm about to send that tweet out right now. You brought up an excellent, but I didn't even think about it. Kamaru fought 3 times last year. This
mhm
dude fought once last year.
mhm
I thought he was Mr. Everywhere, every time, every time. So if you fight once next year and Usman fights 3 times this year again, who is running from? You're supposed to chase the champion. The champion is doing his move. You chase him to get to him. Rubbish. But good points. Good point. I'm about to send that tweet out.
yeah, yeah. Well, when you put that tweet out, make sure you CC me. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, you see that jacket that you are wearing, that Yagi is wearing. That is a Kamaru Usman branded jacket. So, if in case anybody from Kamaru camp watch this video, make sure to let him know that the African fighters would love to have him on their show. Would love to interview you, make you come, make we yarn. Mono imono, Nigeria versus Nigeria. You understand? Make we talk, make we yarn, make you relate with your people. I beg, make you show us some love because we are the only MMA media out there from the motherland. You understand? That we are putting a little bit of spice of the youth in it. You understand? A little bit
Mhm.
spice of fun. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's enough. We've addressed the issue with Kamza Chimaev. And Yagi, you've been very kind and very patient with me while I set up this stream. I know I wasted time. I said we were going to start at 10 p.m. UK time, but anyways,
No,
thank you for your patience. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure you uppercut the like button, roundhouse kick the subscribe button, and tune into the African Fighter. Subscribe, like, do all the good stuff for us. We really appreciate it. Recently, this week, we've had a lot of growth. We crossed the 2,000 in 1 week, dude. We went from 800 subscribers to 2,000 subscribers.
wow,
Yeah,
that's
that
good.
was that was good. That was good. Yeah, keep
Was there
keep showing.
anything that caused it? Do you know what caused it?
Yeah, there was one video that blew up like that. One video, one of
Like
these
which video?
one shorts, I think they call them shorts in YouTube, the one that be like tweets, that be like
Yeah, I know.
TikTok
But what
videos.
video was it?
It was on
Mhm.
Francis Ngannou and Mike Tyson and Teddy Atlas. They were teaching him how to strike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
okay.
yeah. So that one went over 500,000 views. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that's how some of the guys were subscribing. So yeah. Anyways, it's been awesome, guys. Awesome chat. I think two people chatting self is even more fun than three, because three is a bit too chaotic, innit? And Yagi, thank you for doing your homework. Thank you for looking up those fights. I would have been looking stupid. I
Wow.
would have been looking stupid here. And Farouk, thank you for listening to us. I know you are in the background, you are in the shadows looking. That is our producer, guys. Farouk is in the corner. Shout out to
Mhm.
Farouk. And again, make sure you subscribe and like. And I'm just gonna put our graphics.
Come on, Africans!